Morning, everybody. So today we're going to do some training on how to fill out orders. Again, if you're going to make a new account, ever just go to type in sunpower1force.com, create a new account, and then make sure, again, you're always clicking residential. Once you click that on, again, it's going to ask you for basic info. Just need to put a name, address, phone number, and email at the top. Again, at the address here, you're going to want to make sure that you put the address that's actually on their deed, not that's actually on their bill. So just ask them if their bill is different on their deed. You also want to make sure you use people's legal names. If their name's Ken, his name's probably Kenneth. So again, you want to make sure that you're using the full legal name when you're typing in this information here. So again, basically you just go through and type in the information. Once you do, once you hit it and you're done, you just hit save. I'm just going to go into somebody else's account quick. So once you already got somebody's name in here, then you're just going to go into qualifications. Scroll down to the middle where it says edit. Now remember with this, if they have ComEd or anybody that they're paying less than 8 cents as their supply, don't change the rate at all. Just leave it the way it is. If somebody has a higher rate than that, so let's say they have a Spark Energy and they're paying 15 cents a kilowatt, then you can type that into this part here, showing what they pay. Otherwise, you're just going to select ComEd residential for both. Then typically you're going to want to get a copy of their ComEd bill the first time you do. If you don't get that, make sure, just ask them what they've been paying roughly. And then when you get back together, make sure that you have that information to make an accurate design. So again, initially you can put in here how much they've been paying for the year. You can also change it to how much they paid last on an average month, or to make it the most accurate. Again, you just want to go into monthly energy usage and then actually type in what their usage has been. Once you got all that data, again, you're just going to hit save. And then if you haven't created a request for a design yet at this point, you just hit request design. And then again, it takes anywhere between 2 and 4 hours during the week. On the weekends, it'll take a lot longer. Once it comes back, you'll get an email. It tells you that it's ready. Again, we're just going to go click on quotes. And then we're going to click new design, new edit design. Now we're going to try to figure out where the house gets the most sun. Again, we're just going to click on roofs. Remember, it's going to turn the colors on. Obviously, we want to get the house with the most dark orange possible. So in his case, it'd be the front. And to go down here and see that our offset right now is at 57%. So again, in his case, we'll have to add a few more panels if he wants to get it up to 100. So again, if we click on panels, we can click on each one separately and just add it to it. Remember, 31 is the max that anyone can get, no matter how much power they use. So we'll see where we're at now. So now we're at 87% at 30 with 31 panels. Now I'm using 370 watt panels right now. Again, we never want to use these ever. But again, the most important thing here is to set your rate. Remember, depending on what product you sell, you get paid a different commission. If you sell the 327 watt panels, your base rate's $3.53. If you sell the 360 watt panels, your base rate's $3.60. So this one we're probably going to try to sell on the 327s just because we can get the rate lower. So again, the first step here, you're going to click on the gear again. You're going to click lease. You're going to click on the button that shows you selected it. You're going to go back to cash. You're going to unselect it. You're going to go back to lease, and now you're going to type in your rate. So let's say we type in $3.80. This is also a good spot here. If you go to somebody's house and let's say they got a trench or it's on an attached garage and you know there's going to be some added cost to it, Basically, you just put the added cost right here into adder. Remember, it's $20 a foot. Somebody wants to trench it to a separate spot. So if it's a 40-foot trench, and it's $800 roughly is what they're going to have to get charged in there. Once you get done putting your rate in, you just hit save. And now it's got your proposal. Again, at this point, we want to change the panel type, right? We never want to sell 370s no matter what. Again, there's two different series here. There's X and E. So again, the E series is going to be the 327s, and then the X series is going to be the 360 if you do pick those. So again, we're going to go with the E series. Hit accept selection. And now it's going to show it our offsets at 78%. And now we're just going to hit save design. Remember, you can modify this at any point. You just want to get an idea initially as far as what the savings are. Remember, you have to show savings to your customer day one, otherwise it won't go through. Once your design is fully loaded, it'll lock back in. It'll show view estimated savings. We click that. Now it shows that his rate is actually going to be more expensive with solar than without. So at this point, we couldn't sell it to him unless we either lowered the rate or changed the product. So remember, right now we got it where it's a fixed rate, where again, they'll never ever go up. We can go to edit lease, put an escalator on there for 2%. And now it should drop our rate below the number. So now we're at 10.3, so now we can sell it, right? Because now it shows that the rate's cheaper with us than with their current provider. Now, if they do want to get a fixed rate and the rate's higher, then your only option at this point is to go back into the little gear and then drop your potential commission. So again, I typed in 380 initially, which you as a rep would have made about $270 on that. So let's say we went back in here and we dropped the rate to 370. So now you're making $170 a kilowatt. If we save that, it should bring that rate down to less than, now it's at 10.6, right? So now they're paying less than what they're paying now. At this point, again, you just want to hit select lease. Now remember, with customers, never show them this actual rate here unless they have a third party. Typically what you're going to do at this point is get out their most recent ComEd bill. And let's say it's $150. You're going to take that, you're going to subtract the $16 account. It's going to bring it down to 134. And then you're going to take whatever their total usage was last month. So let's say it was 800 kilowatts. So you're going to take 134 divided by 800. And it's going to give you a number around 13.5 cents. And then you can show your customer, hey, you're paying about 13.5 cents right now after all these fees. With this, you're going to pay 10.6, and it's never ever going to go up. You're never going to have to pay as much as you do right now. Now, a second ago, I just hit the button that says select lease, and I got an error message on my screen. So again, this is pretty normal. Again, if this ever happens to you where you're trying to do it and it doesn't work, just go back, close it out, refresh it. And again, it should be the top one. Whatever the one you make the most recent will be the top one. So you just click the little button there, the little pen, and that's going to bring it back up. It should have everything saved already from before, but again, it is technology. If it does mess up for whatever reason, that's cool. You just got to be patient. So now it's got everything saved already from before. It's going to hit view estimated savings. Now it's actually showing that the rate's cheaper even yet. Now it's showing it's at 997 fixed. So now I hit select lease. Again, it gave me another error message. So what do? Close it out. Try it again. Save design. Maybe. Now remember, whatever percentage offset you sell is okay. Obviously, we want to try to get as close to 100% as possible. But remember, even if we can't, that makes you have to use a gas station analogy. Basically, we're going to be able to guarantee 78% of your power is going to come from your roof. It's kind of like going to a gas station. If you can go to one gas station and you can get 80% of your gas, and it's guaranteed to never ever go up. But then you have to go get your other 20% of your gas from the station across the street at whatever their current rate is. It'll still save you money. So again, on here, it's just going to show that from the state, we're going to get about $11,600. His new rate's going to be $88. And that's going to make 78% of the amount of power, and that's with nothing up front with a fixed rate. So again, if we hit view proposal, it's going to take us to this page. Now remember, usually this is the only thing that you're going to have your customer sign on your iPad. Everything else that you guys do, it's going to be all done through their email. You can also email this to them, but I usually don't. I usually just do it with them. So again, how it works, usually when you get to this page, you say, all right, I'm going to go to the bottom and I'll come back up here in a second. Just want to show you how it works. Obviously, the sun's out different amounts each month. This graph down here just represents how it works. So the gray shows how you guys use power over the last year, and then the orange shows how you the solar would generate it. So remember, at the end of March, ComEd will square up with you, and the beginning of April every year you start over. So beginning of April here, you made a little bit extra power. Again, those credits rolled over to May. You made a little bit extra power. Same thing happened in June. Now in July, throughout the rest of the year, again, you're just cashing in whatever credits that you have created. Remember, you're always hooked up to ComEd, so again, there's no lights flickering or batteries. Remember, in the future, if you guys do get like a electric car or a pool or a hot tub or something where you start to use way more power, you always have access to it. You just have to buy whatever additional power you're not generating from ComEd. So now at this point, now he understands she understands how the program, how solar works. Now we're going to go up and show them the design. So again, 31 panels is what we ended up needing for yours. They're 327 watts. So again, they're super efficient panels. Visimount. So again, everything that we do with SunPower is all internal. We use our own microinverters, panels, mounting systems. So everything's integrated all into one. It also comes with the EnergyLink app. So again, with this, again, you guys just need to download the SunPower app. But again, anytime you want to, you can show the customer how much power you've made. So far this week, system's made 368. This month it's made over 1,000 kilowatts, and last month it made about 1,223. So again, make sure you guys download the SunPower app, and I'll give you the login so you can get in there. That way you can just show customers how it actually works. So last year, again, you guys used 13,820 kilowatts. This thing's guaranteed to make 10,804, or 78% of the amount of power you guys used. Down here, it just shows, again, if ComEd went up 4%. Last year, they went up about 13. So again, it's conservative. It just shows that your rate will never go up with this. You'll pay $88. That'd be your rate for 20 years. There is no deposit. And then just conservatively, we estimate your savings at about $8,100. So now at this point, you guys have went through it and you explained to them the process. Now what you want to do is set the expectation of what's going to happen next. so that they know, so they're comfortable, right? So they're okay filling out the paperwork. Our next step's really simple. Basically, a guy's going to come out and fly a drone around, make sure everything fits. He's also going to get up in your attic if you have one, just to see which directions your rafters run. And then he'll also take a look at your breaker box again, just to make sure it's compatible. About a week or two later, if everything's good, we'll submit a permit. If it's not, we'll check back with you. Remember, it does take about 2-3 months with this. Again, you're never obligated until it's installed. It's just initially we just have to make sure everything's compatible. Now, if you're comfortable with the design and then comfortable with your rate, our first thing today, again, you have to approve this. Next, we'd send you a credit application. Remember, you do have to have a 650 credit score to qualify. It's a soft credit check, so again, it doesn't negatively affect your score. Next one's a ComEd application. Again, that just gives us permission to submit the application to ComEd. There is a $50 application fee. Again, we cover that. And then there's also the state docs. So remember, the state of Illinois is going to throw in, they're called RECs, or renewable energy credits. Basically, they're going to pay us a percentage of it. We'll just show you exactly what that amount is. And then once you do pass credit, we'll also send you a copy of the agreement, which again will just show you that your rate never goes up. Then our warranties. At the end of it today, we're going to do what they call a welcome call. Basically, we're going to call SunPower, and they're going to make sure again that I explained a few things to you. Make sure I told you your rate's not going to go up, what percentage of power it is, and what you're going to pay. At the end of it, they'll schedule a time where a guy will come out again and do that survey. And then at that point, shut up. So at this point, if you guys they're comfortable with it and they're like, yeah, it sounds good. Let's get the ball rolling. And you're like, all right. So I'm just going to click this thing here. So again, you're going to click signature. It's going to make your iPad into a DocuSign basically. And now they're just going to hit start. And it's going to take them to 2 spots. So one spot again is just going to be where they put in their signature. And then they also got to type in their name. Once they do that, you just hit apply, hit next, hit apply, and then the screen up top here will turn blue. Now you just got to have them type in their email. So once you got an email in here, it's going to turn blue again. Just going to click that, and that's going to send it to the customer. So remember, this is step one. Step one, now the customer is going to get an email sent to them. It's going to be from Adobe. Basically, it's just going to verify that they have a valid email. All they got to do is open up their email. There's a little blue button on the right-hand side. They're just going to select it, and then it's going to verify that that's a valid email. Once you get done doing that, you're going to go back into basic info. You're going to scroll down to the bottom to where it says send credit request. So if you hit send credit request, I'm not going to hit it because it's going to send it to them. I don't want to yet. I haven't talked to them. But again, you just hit save, and then that's going to email a copy to the customer. They're going to get an email from no reply at SunPower. And again, that's just a credit. That's just a credit inquiry, right? It's really simple. They just got to scroll through the top part, check a box, and then type their name and their email. It's much easier for your customer, again, if they turn their phone sideways, if they're doing it on a phone, or if they're on a computer, obviously it'd be much easier doing the credit app. So once you send the credit app to them and they end up, and they do that, then you're going to go into it's called Adobe Sign. And again, everybody should have their own logins to this now. But again, you just go to SunPower, Adobe Sign, sign in. And what you're doing here again is you're just sending them the ComEd interconnection paperwork. It's really simple. So again, we're just going to click send. And now we just got to type in the name or the email that we want to send it to. I'll just put my email in there for now. Agreement name. So remember, put the first name of your customer in here just so it's easy to notice. So I was going to put Paul's ComEd. Okay. And then you're going to go to attach files. I'm going to click that. I'm going to go to library documents, and then you're going to scroll down to where it says ComEd interconnection. So then you're going to click on that, and you're going to hit attach. Now you got everything ready in here. So now you got to do is just hit send. Now that's going to send a copy of the ComEd application to the customer. So now you've sent the customer 3 things so far, right? You've sent them the Adobe sign, you've sent them the credit request, and you've also sent them the ComEd application. So now, if you can, just tell your customer, all right, if you can, just grab your phone real quick. There's a couple docs you just got to approve. They're going to pull out their phone, and again, just have them click on the Adobe, do the credit, and then the ComEd application. Once they get done with those 3, say, all right, once the customer gets done doing your credit request, you're going to get an email sent to you immediately telling you if they passed or if they didn't pass. If they passed, then congratulate them on paying their bills. If they didn't pass, again, you guys can add a co-applicant on there. Customer does not have to be on title to be on the application. So if they have a daughter or their parent or somebody that's over 18 that wants to co-sign with it, again, they don't necessarily have to be on title. Now you click quotes. So now we can see here it says draft lease contract. So remember, if you guys go to somebody's house initially, you want to actually have all this stuff figured out before you even go back there. If you don't, again, we can help you once you're in the customer's house. You just got to tell us the contract number. So again, this is an important number on here. It's called your contract number. You want to make sure again that those match. And then when you need help with the state docs, you just got to let us know what that number is. So again, I'm going to click draft contract. Once your customers actually pass credit at this point, it'll actually say something else. It'll say generate lease. So at this point, you'd click that instead of what I just hit now. And then as far as the agreement, so again, this just shows exactly what the rate's going to be. The important things in here for us as managers is, again, when we're filling out the state documents, we're pulling everything off of the agreement itself. So that's why we have to make sure it's accurate. Also, most important thing on here, before you send your customer agreement, remind them that they get a $7.50 discount for doing auto pay. If they don't do auto pay, then they got to pay $7.50 to get it mailed to them. But just tell them on the agreement itself, it's actually going to show $7.50 higher because it's assuming that you don't do auto pay. At the end of the agreement, the last thing you can do is you can actually type in your bank information if you want to today, or you can do it a different day. If you do it today, you can type it in. If you don't, then just put NA. But again, as long as you do auto pay, then you'll be good. So again, this is the actual agreement. Now remember, I don't typically go over this with the customer at all. I just email it to them and don't say nothing. I just fill out my own stuff, and then they just fill this out without even asking any questions. It's a DocuSign if you're familiar with it. Again, they're going to send you an email with everything that we go over today. And again, obviously, you're not obligated until it's installed. So now you've generated the lease. Typically, at this point down here, once they pass credit, it'll say generate contract or send agreement. So then you just click this button, and then it would actually email the actual lease contract to your customer. Once the customer fills out the agreement, you'll get an email back from it. Remember, if there's a co-applicant on there, then they're actually going to get the email sent to them twice, right? They're going to get it sent the first time, and John's going to sign it. They're going to send it to them again once they complete it, and then Mary's going to have to sign it. Now, as far as filling out the paperwork now to make sure everything goes good with this, remember we sent them a DocuSign. So here's my DocuSign for Paul's ComEd application, right? So now I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click the blue link, which again just takes you right to it. And then the customer sometimes here will be like, do I have to fill this all the way out? And you're like, no, you just got to autograph it. So here you're just going to hit start, and then you just type in your name, and then do it one more time. Hit apply, hit next, hit apply, and that's it, right? Now we just hit this blue button again. Now once your customer has done this, completed the DocuSign that you sent them, all you're simply going to do is go into your email, And it should be the most recent one if you're with them. So now it'll show you Paul's ComEd has been sent, and then ComEd between SunPower is signed. So now there's actual document at the top here. So you're just going to click that. And this is going to show that the customers signed their interconnection paperwork. Now, if you don't have Google Drive, get it, because that's what I use. So you're just going to click the little Google Drive button in the top right corner. At the bottom, it's going to say saving to drive. And then once it's done, it'll say save to drive. Okay, so that's the only thing that you guys are going to have to physically upload into your thing. So make sure you pay attention to that. Now you just go back to your account. Now remember, when you guys create an account, three things are going to have to end up being uploaded in here under notes and attachments. One's going to be a copy of their ComEd statement, and that's the front and the back, so that'll be 2. There'll also be the ComEd application. So again, if I wanted to attach the ComEd application, I just hit attach file. I'd hit choose file. I'd hit browse, and I'd go into Drive. And now under Drive, I'm just going to go look for Paul's ComEd signed, right? So now I just click that, and I just hit upload. And now that's in there. So we got the ComEd first and second page. You got the ComEd application. The other things you have to get uploaded in here are the state doc, just showing it's been completed. And then once you have those done, again, you can call and do your welcome call. So again, you got to get first and second page of the ComEd. You got to get the ComEd application, and then also the state doc showing that everything has been completed, that they've already acknowledged everything in the agreement. For the state doc stuff, again, initially we'll be able to send that out to you guys. Once you get a little more experience, I'll teach you guys how to do that. But until then, all you got to do is just take 2 pictures, hit attach file, choose file, photo library, and again, just have them already in there where they already got the statement in there, and then just click upload, and then they'll be right there. So again, after that's done, this one again will say this will already be locked once the credit's passed. In the future, if you guys need any help when you're doing this, let's say for some reason you wrote down the wrong email, or the guy's like, my name's Jonathan, not John. You can go into this little blue button at the corner. This is your help center. So again, there's at least 2 to 3 reps at all times that are ready to be able to help you. With this, you just type in your question or your conversation, and then you just write, hey, Paul Narden needs a new credit request sent to him. Please send, and then they can help you with that. Or I updated the email. It's not showing updated. Can you fix that? So again, make sure at all times that at least one of the contract owners on here is the name on title. Remember, if the primary person doesn't pass, you can add a secondary user that's not on title. Now again, at this point, all you guys are going to do is just call into SunPower. They're going to go through a questionnaire at this point, where the customer is going to get asked a few questions. They're going to you're going to have them check their address, phone number, email. They're going to ask them how many stories their home is, if they got an attic, if they have internet, and then they're going to get specific on the agreement. They're going to ask the customer how many years is the agreement. The customer's going to say 20. They're going to say, what's my rate? This one would be 88. How much does it go up? 0. And then what's my percentage offset? 78%. At this point, again, you guys are going to call into SunPower. When you call them, you're just going to give the customer's last name and then give the state. So again, the SunPower welcome number is 800-311-9418. Depending on what time of day you call, there might be a 2-minute wait, there might be a 20-minute wait, but they got cool music. So call them there. Again, at the end of the call, they're going to schedule a time when the guys come out and do the site analysis, and then again, just remind the customer if they have any more questions, just to feel free and call you.